Good afternoon. My name is Anthony Moreau, and I'm the CEO of American Eagle Gold. We trade under the symbol AE on the TSX Venture. I'm here right now to provide a webinar and explain to you an amazing opportunity that American Eagle has in a property called NAC. It's located in the interior of BC. It's a copper-gold porphyry exploration target that we believe hosts a very large underground, high-grade block cave mine. Currently at surface, we already have a large non-compliant historical resource of over 270 million tons of over 0.2% copper equivalent. Copper is currently around $5. We are very excited about the potential. We're currently in the permitting process, and we're ready to drilling once our permits get approved in the summer. Now, I want to take a little bit of time to explain why we're so excited about it and why I believe it's a great opportunity for the investment public. So right off the bat, here's a picture of some of the historical core at our property. Now look at the visible gold, look at the copper in this core. It can show you the type of high grade that exists on our property. Historically, there's only been 4 drill holes that have gone over 300 meters in vertical depth. Now, if you look at any of the historical discoveries that have been made recently, all these porphyry discoveries like Alpala that's owned by Sol Gold, like GT Gold's discovery at 𝐷𝐷𝐤𝐷, all those copper porphyry ore bodies started at over 400 to 600 meters in depth. Now, again, 4 of those drill holes went over 300 meters on our property, and look at the core it came out. We're very excited about it. We think the investment public should be too. So this is our forward-looking statements. I probably should have said this before I started off the webinar, but I got too excited about NAC, which I know you will be too. So this is where NAC is located, right in the interior of BC. There's not many places better in the world to look for copper gold porphyry deposits than right slap dab where NAC is located. We're surrounded by historical copper mines that are currently producing copper. And as I mentioned earlier, we have over 270 million tons of over 0.2% copper equivalent. Copper's around $5 right now. We are very excited about the potential. We have our targets currently defined, and we'll be ready to drill once permitting has been accepted. So these are just some of the historical drill holes that have made up our historical resource, which again is not NI 43-101 compliant. But just take a look at some of these drill holes. DHB4, 316 meters of 0.11% copper equivalent and 0.25 grams per ton gold. That is huge. Another great one, DD9515, 168 meters of 0.35% copper, 0.645 grams per ton gold. These are just some of the hits. Now, if we drill deep, unlike our predecessors, we have a very good potential of mimicking some of these results and getting even higher grade if we go in depth and we follow our thesis that a high grade underground copper gold porphyry deposit exists below the low grade mineralization that's at surface. So now I want to compare our mine, NAC, to the Redcliffs mine in BC. A lot of people have heard of Redcliffs. It's one of the largest copper gold porphyry deposits in the entire world. Now, if you look at it, majority of that mine is underground. At surface, Redcliffs has what NAC has. It has disseminated low-grade copper ore at surface that is not exactly economical. It's not until they made the deep discovery underground that made that whole deposit economical. Now, if you look at NAC's resource is at surface. It's non-compliant again. It's about 0.2% copper equivalent. There's over 18,500 meters of drilling on our property. Only 4 holes went over 300 meters. Now, if you see that giant pink blob there with the arrow, that's where we believe the copper gold porphyry is coming from. They're intrusive dikes coming out of the ground, and they host that mineral that is higher grade. We're looking for grades of copper equivalent of over 1%. We're very excited about it. We have the historical drilling to prove our thesis, and now we want to drill deep, average around 500 to 700 meters to show there's something giant looming underground. Now, why do we think a giant deposit exists underneath our ground? 2 things. We have really smart geologists that worked on this property, 4 of them exactly, and all 4 of them made large historical resource discoveries. I'm talking Kamoa, I'm talking Grasberg, GT Gold's 𝐷𝐷𝐤𝐷/Saddle discovery. Now, what they did, they looked at all the historical work. There's a lot of historical work on this project. Over 18,500 meters were drilled. Over 150 drill holes were put into the ground. There's a lot of geophysics work. There's IP, magnetics, ZTEM. There's geochem as well, and as well the drilling that I told you about. Every person that came in there, they looked at what they did. It wasn't compelling enough for them to do deep underground drilling, mostly because the copper price was never high enough. And then they walked away. Another main reason why they didn't drill or believe what they saw from their one piece of information is because they only looked at the one piece of information and not stuff that happened before. Now, what our team did was they came in there, they digitized all of the previous data, and they looked at all the data sets. Now, when you compare the historical data sets, and there's 5 of them, one piece of information that shows something, you can maybe drill on that. If you have 3 that show an anomaly that are coincidental, you'll for sure drill on that. All 5 pieces of historical data that we had, that we digitized, all show that a large anomaly potentially exists underneath the giant halo, the huge mineralization of low-grade copper that exists at surface. That's why we're going to be drilling there, because of the work and because of the people. We make data-driven decisions at American Eagle Gold, and that's why we purchased SNAC. We believe it can provide us near-term news release and hopefully a giant discovery down the road. Well, that's SNAC. We're American Eagle Gold. We're traded on AE on the TSX Venture. I believe we have one of the best risk profiles of any junior exploration company out there. We're looking for copper, which is on fire. We have drill targets. We already have a non-compliant historical resource, and we believe a very large underground high-grade copper-gold porphyry deposit exists. We have a smart team of geologists. We'll be ready to drill once permitting is in place, and we're already funded. We expect drilling to start in the summer 2022. Please follow us. We're going to continue to provide information on NAC. Again, American Eagle, traded on the TSX Venture under the symbol AE. Feel free to contact me anytime should you have any questions.